Hello everybody, and welcome to Noise in a Book. Today I'm going to be reviewing Caesar and Cleopatra by George Bernard Shaw. In case you didn't see the video I did on Theodore Mommsen, who wrote The History of Rome, which I'm reading, Bernard Shaw was inspired by Mommsen's portrayal of Caesar to write Caesar and Cleopatra, and I found this book at my local used bookstore, and it was only like $8, so I figured why not, because I wanted to read it. So I thought this was very interesting because very rarely does this happen to me. So this dust jacket, it's very pretty. It's got this kind of sunset-y thing going on. It's not awful, it's just old looking. But if you take off the dust jacket, like, this is gorgeous. Look at this, like, the gray blue with the gold, and even like this almost black navy blue cover. It looks black. It just looks black to you, but it actually is like a navy blue that is beautiful. I think I'm gonna toss the dust jacket. I like Shaw. I've read a bit of Shaw from my acting days. He's kind of one of the ones you have to read if you're doing anything with theater. He's not always funny, but he is always witty. He's an incredibly intelligent human being, and he's also very sarcastic, which I love. I've always big on the dark humor and the sarcasm. I don't know why. It's about Julius Caesar, not one of the other ones, comes to Egypt when Cleopatra is still just 16 years old. And her brother, Ptolemy, I think is how you pronounce it, is currently on the Egyptian throne. He's taken the throne from her and outcast her. My biggest problem with this play is that Cleopatra is just kind of a whiny, flittery idiot. She's smart enough to know that Caesar is intelligent and that she should do what he says, but that's about it. She kind of realizes that she's a queen and she starts acting like a queen. She decides that what being a queen is attacking people, literally, not just verbally, although she does verbally threaten a lot of people. She will take whips out of people's hands and just start beating the crap out of people. It's strange. Caesar really creates a monster. When we first meet Cleopatra, she's kind of timid, she's not really sure of herself, she's hiding from the Romans. Kinda doesn't end well. I mean, it ends well for Caesar, but Cleopatra's kind of an idiot. There's also not a lot of character growth in this, with the exception of Cleopatra becoming brattier. What kind of makes up for the lack of character development is the characters themselves. Caesar is a fantastically strong presence in this play. It makes sense that this play was based off of Mommsen's Caesar because Mommsen idolized Caesar. He is very kind and compassionate. He doesn't just kill people because it's easier. He's more about letting people go, whether or not they would attack him later in life. His really only blind spot is Cleopatra, and even then, he's using her. He's not completely blind. He doesn't give in to her every whim. He softens. One of the things I love about Shaw, I just wanted to give you a little example of his writing. The Egyptians are talking about how they're going to handle the fact that Caesar is coming and the Romans are coming, and they're probably going to die because the Roman legion is, at this point, is so powerful. Like, you don't mess with Rome. Rome has already come in and helped secure one king, Cleopatra and Ptolemy's father. This character, just referred to as the Persian, says to the captain, "Cleopatra is not yet a woman, neither is she wise, but she already troubles men's wisdom." Not only is she naive, she's not very intelligent either. She's not wise. But she's pretty, and she's charming, and maybe that's one way we can get Caesar on our side. They don't really get into any romance in this book, but it is implied throughout history that they got it on, which is creepy to me. Just a 50-year-old and a 16-year-old. I decided to give it 3 out of 5 stars. The lack of character development, that always bothers me. When characters don't grow and change over the course of something. There was a lot of in-jokes that I wasn't getting. I don't know if that's because I'm not British, or if it's because just the time period Shaw was writing this in, but I did really like the parallels he drew. The general intent of this play is human beings haven't changed that much over the course of time. We've grown a little bit, we've changed a little bit, we've changed our priorities a little bit, but our wants and our needs and our desires are still very much the same. Shaw is very clever, very witty, and he writes absolutely fantastic dialogue. I wish I could talk the way that Shaw's characters do. They're just always on point. 3 out of 5 stars. Check it out. Why not? If you're really into Rome and Caesar and Cleopatra and that whole story, I would definitely check this out. I'm hoping I can find somewhere in the next little bit that's performing it, because there's always something missing from a play when you read it. Maybe the right director could draw the parallels and show some character development. They could add it, but it's not inherently here. It would need the right director. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you later this week with a review for Casual Vacancy. Thanks for reading and have a great day. This is usually where I rant. I usually throw something on the end and tell you guys about stuff that's going on. Oh, I bought my wedding dress. That's cool. It's pretty. And my sister is the most awesome sister on the face of the planet because she bought me Doctor Who themed ribbon for the corset back on the dress. We're having a Doctor Who wedding. We've decided on it. It's happening. I'm having a Doctor Who wedding, and this is the first time I have been excited about my wedding. I am so stoked. It's going to be amazing. I've got nothing else to talk about right now. Everything is work and wedding and writing and reading and rinse and repeat.